Okay. Sorry guys, I was on mute. So just let me recap one more time, okay, what we have gone through and what I was just discussing. Okay, so number one, we have covered the basic architecture of database. We have gone through different components like memory component, the processes, and data files. We have gone through the basic, the configuration as far as the network part is concerned. So to make a client-server connectivity, again I'm repeating, to make a client-server connectivity, last session what we have gone through, in the server side, we have to have one file. One file means the listener.ora file, and it should contain the listener name and three main component and three main part. The IP address or host name, the second one is the database service or database name, the third one is the port. So that is there in the which side? The server side, in the listener.ora file. And after doing whatever entry, we have to save and we have to start the listener service. How to start that we have gone through. Again, we came to the client side, and client side means we are having one file known as tnsnames.ora. Okay, so that tnsnames.ora, that particular file is going to help us to connect to the server, from client to server. Now, these things we have gone through, but question is how to make connection practically. That thing we have to discuss. So let me share my screen and hope my voice is clear to all of you. So I'm just sharing my screen one more time. Give me 1 second. And what I was showing, this part, the different background processes, what are the uses that we are aware with. Now, under that, different files are there. Again, we all are clear now which file I'm referring to. And after that, there is a connectivity. And again, in this side, we are having what? It's a client machine. And from here, we want to make connection established. And the condition for making this connection established in the server side, two conditions is there. What this two conditions we are referring to? Number one, see, DB server up, it should be this condition number one. First point is DB server means database servers. DB server up. And second part, listener should be up. So we are crystal clear now what the listener I'm referring to. If any doubt, you can just visit last session in this YouTube. Okay, so listener up. This two part. What about the client side? Is there any service needed in the client side? Answer is no. Okay. Now, which file we need to do change? We all have idea that file name is tnsnames.ora. In server side, which file need to be configured? That also we know. That is known as, this is nothing new, whatever I'm sharing with you all. We have discussed this thing. Now, how to make connections? So what I'm assuming that by sitting on the server, I will assume that I'm going to just connect to server, and the client is there, the same machine means this particular server only. So how to connect if you are assuming that the client is there itself, the same machine we are referring to. Okay, so how to connect to database? That is the main thing here we have to discuss. And to have that, here we have 3 information. And if you guys remember, I'll just show you and I'll just copy paste. Let me just log into the server. Give me 1 minute. I was giving wrong. So Oracle should be the user ID and Oracle should be password. And in this, what we can see here, its SHA is already running, and see, listener is not running. So condition, what I have shown you, this database should be up, it's up, listener should be up, listener is not up. Okay, so we need to start the listener. Now, which listener? We should know. Yesterday we have created one listener. Now, I don't remember the name, how to find out that part. So same, we have to set what? The environment. Then we have to go to Oracle Home, and under that, what? Network admin. Network admin. And under that, which file? And we know which database we are going to use. So database name is what? So this is up and running. So what is the listener name for this? Listener SHA. Okay, listener SHA. So we have to start this listener service. How to start? Again, you can say some sort of we are doing revision only. Okay, nothing new so far. Yes, yesterday we took longer time, maybe approx 1 hour or 55 minutes we took. Today we are going to just cover the same thing in next maybe 5-10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay. So LSNR CTL start what? The listener name. What is the name of the listener? This one. And it is showing this is up and running. Now, another way, this is a new thing what I'm going to show you. Suppose this screen name I already exit. Okay, just I'm making the scenario through which you will be able to get the question what I'm asking now, going to ask now. This is database. Now, see, this is listener. Now, somebody will ask, okay, can you please tell me for how long this listener is running? Number one. Number two, can you please tell me which port this listener is running? So one way is there, you can go to file and you can see that. But what is the another way? For how long this is running? Which database is associated with this listener? These are the basic questions to start with we fail to understand. Now you might be thinking, sir, why we are discussing so much in detail? So we configure, that's it, done. The reason we are discussing all these things that with this listener, which database is associated, with this listener, which port is associated. If we will not discuss this thing in detail, if some problem happen, some issues related to connectivity, what you will look into? Or maybe you are working as a fresher, maybe few months experience. Your boss say, okay, can you please check the status? How you check? Forget about all these internal information, but at least you need to check this, means you need to know how to check the status of the listener. For that, what do we have to do? We have to LSNR CTL, full form is listener control. Okay, if somebody is asking, oh, what exactly this full form, if something, so listener control, LSNR, listener, CTL control. So then status, that I mentioned this last to last, status, then listener name. What is the name of the listener? We all know this is the name of the listener. And maybe some LSNR CTL status. Now, question is, why it is giving error? If you are listening, just think, and I'll ask you guys, or maybe you can put in the chat box if anyone is there who is attending regularly. What could be the reason we got this error? Simply see, LSNR CTL is not a typo. You can use command not found and lookup package. So somehow what it is saying, this particular command is not correct. So two reasons could be there. One, it's typo error. Whatever you supposed to write, you are not writing, number one. Second reason, command that was, whatever the syntax you gave is correct, but it is not able to understand. So what I checked here, LSNR, if you see LSNR CTL, okay? So this is correct. So another way we didn't, or I forget to set the path. So ORINV, and after that, if I give same command, LSNR CTL status, this one, you're able to LSNR CTL status, then LSNR CTL. Something mistake I'm doing, it seems. LS. Just a second, some typo, I'm doing it for sure. Okay, so let me cat ABC Quora tab, databases Quora PNV, SHA, LSNR CTL status, and then the listener LISTENER underscore SHA. Okay. See, now it is showing us this thing. Okay, so question was for how long it is running. That was the question. So here you will able to see how to check for how long this listener is running. 5 minutes, 39 seconds. These are basically the location of the listener, the log location, all these things are there. Which database is associated? SHA. Which port it is running? See, all these information, in case while starting you will be getting it. So either you go and check your file or you can check the status. Okay, so hope this is clear to all of you. Now the question is, if you all are noticing this thing very carefully, question might be coming in your mind, sir, why the command was same, it was not running earlier? Because you did set the environment. After that also, why it failed to run it? Very minute mistake I was doing. And see this very carefully, okay? Again, normally this type of thing comes with experience, and just I'm sharing that part. And same, I'm repeating this thing, okay? And if any one of you will able to catch it, just ping me in the chat box, okay? That yes, this I'm doing it. Or INV and giving SHA. And after that, I'm giving the same commands that check the status. Okay. Right now, this thing is running perfectly all right. But what it happened that time? Okay, let me just exit again and try one more time. I'm just trying to just replicate the error. Okay. If it will replicate, well and good. Otherwise, I'll tell you what. For INV, SHA, and I give LSNRCPL status, okay, and that listener name. So listener name was I gave it wrong. Let me check the listener. So this is the listener name, okay? So LSNRCPL status, and this is the listener name. Okay, see, it is giving error. So this is the main part, okay, where I did mistake last time. For INV, SHA, and I'm checking the status. Set the environment, still it is giving error. See, I set the environment, here I gave the name, and still it is giving error. And type it's now. See, if you see this very carefully, LSNRCTL, then status, then this one. Still it is giving error. Why? Anybody? Any comment? Anything? Very minute. Now I'm going to give you correct way, or I'm typing. Now, what is the problem? Problem is, see, while giving ORINV, dot is missing. Dot is so important. Yes, it was not able to set the stuff properly. Now I'm giving same thing, ORINV. Now I'm giving database name. And after that, I'm giving same command. So that minute to minuteness, small thing, it's matter a lot. And can you believe that you set the environment, you are not able to start, or you're not able to run the listener command? What will happen in that time? So what I did, what I found that yes, command is also correct, this thing. So what I did, I exited, and then I realized that I missed that dot. And then next time what I did, dot ORINV, and it works. Same thing what I did here, just to show you small, but its impact is it's a dangerous kind of thing. So you're not able to work, at least in this, you're not able to start this listener or check the status. So this is very important dot. Now, server is ready. Now, I'm treating this machine as a client also. So for client, which particular part we have to modify? Same, we have to go to first what? Oracle. Oracle home, that is the location where if we are having the client machine, Okay, client home is also there. That means we have to also go in that way. That network admin, this is the default home. Network admin, this is the default location for TNS names.tora file. Okay, so here that is server part, but this is for, I'm treating this as a client machine. So if you see, there are two things there. One is my TNS and new TNS. What I'm doing, I'm creating my own. I have the server IP address, I have the port, I have the database name. This three information is needed. Okay, and that three is already there. SHA, that 1522, and the IP address. IP address is the same what is there, 10.128.03. So what I'm doing right now, just I did what? Copy paste. And I'm giving any name. Any name you can give. As per standard, this is going to be the application name. Okay? Application. So I'm giving suppose sha.test. Anything you can give. Okay? So sha.test. Only SHA also you can give. There is nothing. ABC you can give. Now, this is the same if you are giving or you are trying to connect some other server, you can give the name of the server or IP address. So I'm having the same server. What is the port? Port is different. For me, it's a 22. So I gave 22. And database name, that whatever service name is SHA only. Now, this you remember, okay? This is known as connect string. I'm repeating. This is known as connect string. While connecting, we are not going to put all this three information like IP address, port number, and database service name or database name. We have to give what? This one. Then I'm saving and exiting. Now you guys will be able to, you are thinking what is the importance of that VI editor we have gone through, how to save, how to exit. This much is the use. Okay, so this is done. Now you are trying to connect to some user into this database, and again I'm treating this, you are sitting on the client that is far away from the server, actual server, just for assumption. The process, same thing we are going to follow. Okay, so SQL plus, then you have to give username, which user you are trying to connect, which database user you are trying to connect, HR. Now, which connect string? If you are having 10 different connect string in your TNS names.ora, again I'm repeating, in TNS names.ora, we may have 10 set or 20 set or 200 set. But each and every that connect string is going to be unique. So that name we have to give. So at the rate SHA dot what name I gave, let me check, I forget what name was there. So cat TNS names.ora. Okay, SHA.test. Okay, so SQL plus HR at the rate we have to give that SHA.test. Whatever name is there. Okay, hit enter. Then give the username, that password. So what was the password? What was a password? I'm giving Oracle. And if everything is set correctly, whatever information we supposed to put, it might be some typo. I might have done it already. If that is the case, you'll not able to log in this way. You got connected. Sir, you are saying that if any error, any typo, I will not able to connect. So how it will look like not connected type of thing. So what I'm doing, just for sake of showing you guys in this, I'm just changing the name of the database. I'm giving SHA1. And we all know database SHA1 is not available. And now I'm just doing the exact same thing what I did. Okay, so what I did here, HR at the rate, then see the error. Listener does not currently known of service requested in the connect descriptor. That's ultimately the service that is here, database service we're referring to, that is not there. So let me fix it, and now I can try the same thing. What I'm doing, I'm just fixing it. See, connection is done. If you are going to use different port, suppose I have used 22, by mistake you are giving 23. See which and where it could impact. See, what is saying? Different error. No listener. That means 1522 was there. Actually, that is the listener that is associated with that database and server. But this, what I gave 1523 is not there. So simply it's no listener saying. Now do one thing. These are very vital, very. Now you change it to save it. So this is now next 10 minutes is going to be very, very, very vital. Whoever is just first time or a handful of us having 3-4 years of experience, but we are not clear with this concept what we are discussing right now. So next 10-15 minutes is going to be the vital thing, and this is going to be used for entire the advanced part also. Whenever we are talking about something, the rack or the data guard or data configuration, it's very, very vital. And if this concept is not clear, in advanced thing is going to be tough. Okay, so this is going to be very vital. Just the same thing what internally it is doing, we need to just feel it, you need to visualize it. Why? What is the advantage? In case some problem, you're able to troubleshoot it. Okay, so let's see. Right now, I'm just using client and server, both same thing, but how it actually, the same information I can put in some other client machine also, and I can just able to connect. So what I'm going to give, just for the FYI, this information what we have given, this one, sake of just showing you all this thing, I'm trying to put, if possible, here. Just for this one. Now, see how it is happening. Exact the process, what is happening inside, I'm going to just simulate it for you guys for the better clarity. So, first what we are doing, by sitting in this system, what we are doing? We are giving SQL plus, then hit enter. After enter, it is asking for user ID, password. So what we are giving? HR @ what? SHA.test. Now, the moment we are giving SQL plus hit enter, one process used to start in the client machine, because this SQL plus will only run if the Oracle client software or Oracle software is installed here in the client machine also. It will not run automatically. If you're thinking, okay, sir, I've just created this thing, let's open the laptop, go set this and start give SQL plus, it will not work. You have to have proper software for that. If you have it, then only this thing will work. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay. Now, if software is there, SQL plus will work. The moment we are putting hit button, internal one process will start, that is known as client process. This is very vital. Okay. Client process. Process means what? It will process something. It will do something. What exactly it will do? This process main task is to ask for some value. It's already predefined. If you give in different way, it will give error. It won't work. So SQL plus hit enter. It is asking for username. So you are giving HR @ The moment you are putting @, this process know what to do. The moment @ is coming, it knows that it will go to the file known as tnsnames.ora. It knows where this location is for this file. That means it will go to the home network admin. It will go there. What else? After that, it will go there on that file with what information? Both the information, this HR username along with SHA.test. And it will check that tnsnames.ora whether SHA test is there or not. If it is not there, it will give error. Let's see. Suppose I'm giving SHA1 for sake of showing you guys, I'll use. It got disconnected. Let me just reconnect it. SQL plus, I'm giving HR @ SHA1.test. Okay, I'm giving password. What it is saying? The moment I'm hitting enter, it is coming to this file known as tnsnames.ora and start searching called SHA1.test. From that tnsnames.ora, maybe 200 entry. For us, it's 3 entry. It may be 300 also. To go and search whether SHA1.tst is there. No. If it is not there, this is the error what we all are going to get. Now I'm going to just make correction. HR @ SHA.test. Hit enter. The moment I hit enter, what it did? Because if we are giving, the moment we gave this, and after putting password, if I hit enter, definitely it is going where? So if it is there, what it is there? SHA.test. Yes, it is there. So what it will process within fraction of a second, it will go and check where is the IP address of server name. It will go and search in the network. Yes, it found. So found means it will get it what? The upper layer. Upper layer means I'm referring to what? The server. Server means what? This 10.128.03. That is the IP address. So it will search the server. Yes, server is there. If you are typing wrong IP address, gone. It will give error. Host not found. It might happen while just doing some typo, something might happen. So then and there you will get error. What type of error? Let's just see step by step. It's very vital. If it is clear, you guys are, again, you will not understand what value is getting added to your skill. Okay. Now, what I'm doing, I have to go to what? Which location? Oracle's home. Under that, what? Network, then admin. Okay. So here, ENS names dot Aura, and what I'm doing, I'm changing the IP address to 3 become 33 or 30. I'm putting, and same SQL HR @sha.test. Enter. Okay. After some time, it will give error that particular server name is not reachable or not found or something, some timeout, those kind of thing will, because entire network it is searching for the IP address what I gave. Okay, so let it search, because this is in the cloud, so it is taking a long time. Otherwise, if it is there in the any company's data center, within fraction of a second, this output might come. Okay, so let it's search. So what it is doing? Again, I'm repeating: SQL plus HR@sha.test. It will go to tnsnames.aura. It will go and search which server. So okay, this is the server we are searching for. It will go in the network and search. It found, suppose this is the server. Inside that, it will search whether this port is active or not. When this port will be active, if listener service is running, up and running, then only it will show active. If yes, if it is active, it will go and search inside this database is available. This service is associated with this listener or not. Yes, it is there. If it is there, so ultimately from here, this process search in this, it is getting done by the client process only. Okay, something called client process. Okay, something called client process is doing this. And here in this side, the moment, because as I mentioned, if you remember last second class, what we have discussed last second or third class, I gave one example of that hotel, the reception, from reception it is doing, so that, okay, now this is a little bit technical. The same thing is happening process wise. So the moment it is going there, who is taking care of it? Who is just going and checking? If all three information is there, that IP address is there in this, yes, it match, port number, yes, it's active, database, yes, is active. If all these three information are correct, because so far it is not went inside database, it's outside only, because listener service not within, it's a outside of that. Port related, it's not inside database, it's outer surface only. And that IP address of the service name. So far, it didn't touch the internal data. Just trying validations, just like you are going with all the address, okay, you went to the main hotel outside, then you went to which particular reception, maybe 2-3 reception, you reach there, and after that you are checking for specific guest known as something. So something the guest is which part here, because database it's okay, port is okay, which is the guest part explicitly is going to search in the hotel. That is known as that username here, if you want to relate that. So HR is that guest. Okay, so here now HR will be available inside database. Who will go inside and check HR database will be there, is already available or not? So all these, that means it will go server, these thing in the server. So it will go, so which process, because client process it is taking care of this and it is going, but which process is taking care for this internal database part? That means this is something called HR user is available or not. So what will happen in the server side? All these three are okay then. That means, again, I'm repeating, keep repeating these things. Such a vital part. IP address, port number, database, all are good. After that, what will happen in the server side? One process will be activated. Okay. That process known as server process. So client process, server process. That server process will take what? From where it is coming, which address, because client, from somewhere the request is coming, right? So client address and number of information is also carrying with that. But here, the server process is now started representing what? That client process, which took with all this and go through. And that server process will go inside database. Sir, which part of this? We have discussed something called data dictionary cache, right? So in data dictionary part, it will go and search whether this HR user is there or not. In case in the data dictionary cache, this HR is not available, it will go in the data file part where actual data is getting stored or getting kept. And on that, it will search. Who is doing all these things? Server process. It will go in the data file, this part, and it will search. If it found, it will load it into data dictionary cache. And it will also check the password also, because HR then hit enter, we give password also, two information. So first it will check. What it will check? Whether user ID and password, first user is there or not. If yes, password is matching or not. If yes, then one signal come back where it will come back to, from here it will come back to client. With what? With this prompt. And this server process is the process responsible for any command now onwards you are giving. It will take it, it will go process it, whatever output, it will send it back to the client. So once connection is established, this server process will be treating as your own servant kind of thing. You can treat your own personal staff. It will be taking care for each and every command what you are giving. For me, the moment we are giving this one, let me reconnect it. HR@sha.test hit enter, I'm giving password. So this user ID and password. Now, see, it is searching it. It earlier gave error, that means it was not able to. So we have to just fix it. What way I have to fix? Here we have to give what? Something, some might change. I think this was 3, right? I make it earlier 30. Now you give SQL plus, then give HR and give connected. So the moment you disconnected means it took fraction of a second, but the moment it is there in the background, this server process got activated. And now onwards, whatever command I'm giving, select, suppose start from tab, whatever command I'm giving, this is the responsible person. This guy will take care of all the requests what this will do. Question. Sir, what will happen if I'll connect with another connection? What will happen? For that also, one more process will be running in the server. Yes. So once this server process started, this client process work is done. No use. Only it will use for connection. That's it. Once connection done, this will treat as a mediator between client and server. This means I'm referring to server process. If another client will try to connect with that, what will happen on that scenario? Nothing. Same thing we'll see. This is another system. It is there. If it will try to make connection with the server in same way, what will happen? Another server process will be activated for this also. Same way. But sir, if it is 1000 means what? Yes, 1000 server process will run. If it is 50K, if your support system server will support, yes, 50K process will run, server process. Is there any way one process can be shared by multiple clients? Yes, it's there, but simple for us, small one word you need to put, that's it. Rest internally, everything will be taken care of. So these are the, if we got this thing, if anywhere some problem will be there, you know something is missing in this side or that side. In yesterday and today, whatever session we have discussed, if you guys have any confusion, because this part is a pain area. As I mentioned some time back, professionals are working for maybe 3 years, 4 years, even 5 years. They are not clear with this small thing. It's not their fault, maybe due to whatever reason. They didn't get a chance to work on this, or I'm not going to, but yes, this is the entire concept for the client and server connectivity. And this is most painful area for handful of us. So if you are among those guys, simply this and the yesterday session, that the previous session recording, if you will see, the thing will be resolved for your lifetime. Still, if any confusion, you can just put in the chat box. So somebody from team will definitely help you guys. Okay, so this is the main thing what we wanted to discuss. Practically, if a handful of you guys have the server access, you can do this practice if you want, but don't try to mess up with the file if you are not confident. Okay, so this is pretty much for today to all of you. Okay, yes, little early, 5-10 minutes less, but yes. So hope you all got that particular concept crystal clear, why we are doing what we are doing, what are the different type of problem when we will change the port number, what change this IP address if will change, what problem, if will change the database name, what problem. Okay, if any of the thing is down, suppose sir that let me just show you one more thing. Okay, so maybe it will take a few minutes. Let me share one more time. Okay, because though we are already into this, so let's here we got connected, right? So what I'm doing, I'm just setting on the database. If I'll shut down listener, what error? If I shut down database, what error? So that's what the condition was, to database as well as the listener supposed to up and running. Then only you'll able to make connection, otherwise not. So what I'm doing, I'm just shutting down the listener part first. So how to shut down listener? PS minus PS where PNS. Let's know first the name of the, so LSNRCPL stop. Okay, what? Listener. Stop. Now you try to connect what? Same thing. @sha.test, and then what? Password. See, no listener. In case we are starting the listener, suppose instead of start, this thing is there. And now if we'll connect hr@sha.test Oracle, see, connected. Now what I'm doing, listener is let it up. Now I'm going to shut down the database. And same thing, if after that, if you try to connect, definitely you will be getting some hr@sha.test. Oracle not available. So definitely database you have to check and you have to start it. But the moment you will start database, we all know what to do to start the database. One more thing, after starting the database, it will take few minutes to establish the relation between the listener and the database. Few minutes, maybe 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, like that. Okay, it might happen. Again, depending on the load. It might happen immediately. If you try to connect, it won't connect. Okay, it might happen. It's not necessary. Totally dependent on a number of factors. It's connected, but it might happen. Okay, it may take a little bit longer time. So that's it. What I was just I wanted to share with you all on that. Okay, so see you tomorrow then. Okay, so go through recording. If you have any question, I'm just coming in a few minutes, so you can ask. Otherwise, so that's it, guys. Okay.